is fabulous. I'm Welda Paley.
And I'm Fasia Hilton.
Welcome.
Thank God is fabulous.
Male nurses.
Patient comfort, values, and beliefs.
Thank God is fabulous. What is cancer? What is your perception of cancer?
Well, today our guest will be sharing her story on living with cancer.
Thank God is fabulous.
Friendship. What is a true friend? He's my friend. She's my friend. Can a male and a female be true friends?
What are the benefits of friendship? Are there true friends with benefits or not? How do you know somebody is a friend? What are the criteria? What are the requirements to have a friend?
Thank
God is fabulous.
Well, today we are going to be talking about career choices.
Do you make career choices based on your habits, or things you love, or what's trending, or what would be your livelihood?
Is it going to be vocational or is it going to be higher education? What's your choice?
Simply hang up when done. Or for delivery options,
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another presentation of Thank God It Is Fabulous. I'm Welda Paley.
And I'm Fasia Hilton. Thank God it's fabulous.
Fabulous. Good evening and welcome once more to a presentation of Thank God Is Fabulous. Today is a very, very special one. And this show tonight is dedicated to all the mothers. Tonight we will be giving tributes to our mothers. We're going to be talking about mothers. We're going to be reminiscing. So if you're watching tonight and you have something you want to share very special about your mother, please don't hesitate to call the number. You know, the number is 614-749-8065. It's going to be going across the screen, so you can go ahead and call in and participate tonight. But tonight, we want to take this time to say congratulations to all the mothers in the house. Congratulations to the mothers to be.
Yes.
Congratulations to the mother who are thinking. Congratulations to the mothers who've dedicated everything they have, but has not had a child yet, but they are still a mother. Congratulations to you too. Because tonight we're going to talk about a lot of things that concerns mothers. Who is a mother? What criteria are set that gives somebody these credentials to be called a mother? So tonight we're going to be talking it out, and feel free to chime in and talk about that sweet mother of yours. All right. The number is going to be coming up on the screen. So you can call in to chime in. But let me play that very special song that we all know. Time with no numbers. You know, when we get to listen to that song, we are happy and it's just a good feeling. So tonight we're going to play this song so we remember them times.
Rockabilly Jazz presenting you Sweet Mother.
Yes.
Sweet Mother, I no go forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. Sweet Mother, I no go forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me.
That's way back when. But it has never
When I
changed to
dey
today's
cry,
date.
my mother go carry me. She go say, my pikin, where do you dey cry, yo yo? Stop, 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 stop. Make you no cry again. Oh.
Yes, sweet mother. You know, when you're growing up as a child, that's a song.
When I
But when
was
you become
asleep,
older and
my
become a
mother
mother,
go bed.
that's an experience.
She go lie me well, well for bed. She cover me cloth, say make you sleep, 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 my pikin. Oh. When I dey hungry, my mother go run up and down. They find me something when I go chop. Sweet mother, sweet mother, oh, eh, oh. Son of my sweet mother. When I dey sick, my mother go cry, cry, cry. She go say instead when I go die, make she die. Oh. She go beg God, God help me, God help me, my pikin. Oh. Oh, my mother. If I no sleep, my mother no go sleep. If I no chop, my mother no
That's
go.
right.
She no dey tire, sweet mother. I no go forget the suffer where you suffer for me, yeah, yeah. Sweet mother, yeah. Sweet mother, oh, yeah.
Yes, sweet
Oh,
mother.
I will never forget you. For the suffer you suffer for me. And if I should forget you, therefore I forget my life. The air I breathe. Yeah, sister. And then only you men.
So that was Prince
Okay.
Nico. We're going to end it now because you know Prince Nico's song don't never end. And it's going to go on forever and ever. But tonight we want to talk about mothers. Fasia, I'm gonna let you go first. You're mute.
Oh wow. This is going to be a tough one for us, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, my mic is on.
Oh, okay, go
Can
ahead.
you hear
I can
me?
hear you. I can hear you.
Are you
Yes, I can hear
okay?
you.
Yes, this well, for the last 4 years, Mother's Day has been tough, but I'm glad that I had the mother that I had. She was my laughing buddy, my prayer partner, my best friend, my confidant, my accountant. I mean, she was my father, my mother. She fit every shoes. And so each Mother Day that she's not here, it's a tough one, but the Lord has been good. He has been really, really good. And, for some reason, the month of April and the month of May for the past 4 years has been really, really, really tough for me. I mean, I go into this place. I don't want to say depression because it is not depression, but I go into this place that it's a tough one. But at the same time, the Lord carries me through every day, through those 2 months. Because April was when we buried her. She died in March. April was when we buried her. And then May is Mother's Day. So it has really, really been tough, but I'm surrounded with some strong and supportive women and sisters. And they all, including you, have put your arms around me to go through this. And I'm sure you can say the same,
No.
Because the day that we buried my mom was the day that you lost your mom.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But all in all, I just
Abraham
want to give
May.
God the
Yes.
praise and the glory that, I had a mother. Yeah. It's a tough one.
Yes.
But to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. All the mothers that have stood in the gap. We want to say a big thank you to you. And, to the end, we are blessed because even though we don't have our mother, our biological mother, but we have mothers that have stood in. They were there even when they were alive.
Yep.
They were there.
Yep.
So for that, I'm grateful.
Yep. And like you
So I'll
said,
pass the baton on to you.
yep. April and May are tough times. And this 27 made it 1 year since my mom passed. And the 16 will make it a year since we buried her. And there's a video I want to share tonight. And whenever I see that video, it just consoles me that she's with me. She's around somewhere in the corner. I'm going to play that video.
Yes. Yes.
That's when she went back home. And of course, she got to do her dance.
Yes. Yes.
Every time I watch it, I just laugh, as if she's still here doing her thing that she likes to do.
Hey, Sissy, man.
I remember the day Sister Ya sent this video to me. I like, Why are you giving that Oma a hard time like that? He said, no, she young yet, she can dance, let her dance. But every time I miss her, I just go back and I watch this video and I just laugh,
Hey,
you
if I
know.
clapping for your grandma.
Yeah. It's like that was her personality. Wherever the music was playing, she wanted
Yes.
to be on the dance floor. And many of the time I know I get it from her. So I'm like, yeah, this Oma really left something with me. I always want to hear the music and get on the dance floor and start dancing. But that was my mom. The party animal you think I am, my mom was.
She was very lively. Yes.
Very, very lively, was always in the middle of the party.
Very.
And today we motherhood is a little bit different for some of us because we have to work, we have to come home, so we out of the home most of the time. But my mother was a home mom, so anytime you went and came back, she was there. Unless she went to the market, she was home. And she was one of those mothers who could sew. So I remember all our growing up years, she made our Christmas and New Year clothes and 26 clothes. She would sit there and sew our clothes the 2 or 3 days before the holiday. We just all excited because you see your clothes that you're going to wear that day and it's already ready. And it was just happy times. And you know, that's the good thing parents can do for their kids. Leave memories that your
Yes.
kids will always look back on and be happy. Not sad memories that when you're not here, they think about it, then they get sad or they get unhappy with you. Like, I'm thankful that this person is gone because this person was a misery to me. You want that warm feeling of missing them and cuddling onto them, but they're not around. But you're happy that you had that opportunity to have them in your life. You know,
Most definitely. Yes.
yeah. So for Sia,
Yes.
let's talk
My
about.
mom.
Yeah, go ahead. Go on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, let's talk about those women who were not opportune to carry a child physically, but they are the mothers of this world.
Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, and motherhood doesn't necessarily mean that you have to give birth
True.
to that person. It
Yep.
is the love, the nurturing, that you show for that person, that you give to that person,
Yep.
being there for them, the support that you give. Because some mothers, some biological mothers, I'm sorry to say, but they're just,
Ooh, we. Yes.
yes,
Yes. Yes.
so, but there are they didn't have children, they're biological children, but they've stood in the gap.
Yes. So true.
Yes.
So
And
true.
even those that have their children, but they still stand in the gap for others,
Yes.
the less fortunate, or
So
even those that have lost their parents, they've stood in the gap.
yes. So true.
And I'm blessed, and I should say we are blessed to have some women in our life
Yes.
that
Yes.
has stood in the gap, even when our mother was alive.
Yes. Yep.
They stood in the gap because our mother were not in a physical location where we are, but they've stood in that gap.
Yep. So
And I
true.
tell you, my aunts, oh my goodness. I mean, we have a small family, but we are very close. My mom, when my mother graduated from high school and she came to Monrovia, she started working for the bank. She decided to put her college education on hold to bring her sisters to live with her. So I grew up with them, with my aunts. And I have to say, I'm not just saying this because she's my mother, but she has the heart of gold.
Oh,
What
like
was good
like
for
we don't
me
know.
was good for the other. Yes. What was good for me. In fact, sometimes she will hold things back from me to give to others. Yes. And she always say, I should not be in your vocabulary. It should be we or us. There is no I. If the other children that she brought to live with her, if they needed something and I needed something, she would make sure that they got first before I got. And most people thought that I was spoiled because I was the oldest and stuff, but not when it comes to discipline. But so like I was saying, my mom put her college education on hold and brought her sisters to live with her, my aunts. And I mean, she sent them to the best of schools. Everything they needed, she gave. She had a heart of gold.
And
And if I could be
sometimes
an ounce of what she was,
being the first
I would
child
be
or the
grateful.
big sister is like, you look, they just become selfless without even knowing it.
Yeah.
It's so funny for Sia because the same thing my mother did is the same thing my older sister do today. My mom, all her sisters live with her. She raised all her siblings. Everybody came Morovia to stay with old mom. And when you're ready to have your child, you come into the city, you come into our house. So my aunts were always there, to the point that my older sister used to call my mom's sister because she was born just about the time they were living with my mom. So they all call my mom's sister. So my sister called my mom's sister. Instead of saying mama, she said sister. Because that's all she ever heard everybody call her a sister. So she used to call the woman sister, But she does the same thing with us. She just became a mom,
Yeah.
Sometimes when the Oma would travel back to Nima to visit her family, it's just automatic. She just in the role, And I think that was one good thing our parents did, raising us together, even with cousins and
Right.
other people's
Yeah.
children. They raised all of you the same. You didn't
The
have no
same. Yes.
special privilege. No,
No.
you didn't. You were a child in our house, you were treated like a child. I remember in our house, if something
That's it.
went wrong and they were whipping, they whipped everybody. Nobody was left off. So we learned over the years, if whenever somebody new came to the house and something go wrong, we all know who did it because we all in the pod know what happens if something happened, and they whip everybody. So if somebody came and and did that, everybody know that that's the new person. But you can't even go and say this is the person. They'll say, oh, so you pointing at this person. What did you do? You still get that beating you running
Exactly.
from. Yeah. So you know, eh, eh, there's a comment in here from Fati. She says she loved being selfless, but it comes with a lot of kicks back. Fati, I hope you can call in to really tell us this because it is true though. But it's like you cannot say because the monkey hang is too black, you're not going to eat monkey meat. Everything has something, but it's not about that thing or what you do with. At the end of the day, we all looking for our blessing in so many ways. And
Yes.
whatever we do for God's people, God bless.
That's
So
it.
I mean, at the end of the day, He's the one. Think about some of the parents who go out of their way to do everything they can for their kids, even the ones that were not their own, and they raise them like their own. And those children grow up and turn their back on those people and treat them like, they're nobody. They don't go back and say, I want the time I took care of you, come and pay back because now you're being ungrateful to me. No, there is no payback. And even when the children go away and they realize their mistake and come back, those mothers are still open arms to take them.
Man, there's nothing like a mother's love. there is nothing like a mother's love. And I think with my situation, I want to say I had double blessing. Some might see it as what is she talking about? Because my father passed away when I was 2 months old.
Okay.
So I didn't know my dad, but my mother stood in, and she was my mom, she was my dad. And I can tell you to the end, there was never one day, even in school, even as I got older, and seeing other kids with their parents, their mom and dad. Yes, my stepfather was there, and he was a great father, but there was never one day that I say, oh, I wish I had a father.
Yes,
Because never one day. Because my mom, I mean, oh my God, she did it all. She did it all. And like I said, was I spoiled? Did I get most of the things that I wanted? Yes. But there were times that she told me no. Not that she couldn't afford it, but she said, I want you to know what no is, so that when I'm not there and you see something that you want, you can't get, you don't go and take it. So
and for saying,
I
it
mean,
hurts your mother to chastise you. It hurts your mother
to
to
say
set
no,
you right.
yes,
It is. Woo.
yes, but you have to,
Yep.
and even now with my daughter, people see that, they say, oh, she's an only child. And for those who don't know, they think that she's spoiled, but she's not. Not at all. It's the other way around.
Yeah.
Because of that upbringing that was given to me.
So true.
Even though at home we had a nurse and stuff that will cook and clean and wash, but my mother and my grandmother made sure that, and I'm putting this ticket out now,
There goes
but
the
they
deep
made
ones.
sure, yes, they made sure that I learned how to cook, to clean, to wash on the weekend. Even though the nurse was there, I would wash my own clothes. I will cook. I will go to the market, buy the food for the house. I started cooking for the house when I was 13. Because she was not a parent. They were not parents to spoil their children. No. And even the boys, even my brothers, they knew how to cook. My grandmother would say, because no woman will bluff you to say you don't know how to cook. The only thing they didn't force the boys to do was to bake.
Okay.
But you had, you had to learn the basic, like shortbread, cornbread, and stuff like that. But if you didn't want to, it was no big deal. But Sunday morning when they say come bake that shortbread, girl, you better know what you're doing.
For saying, the funny thing about that, I used to be so lazy. I always wanted to go in the street. I didn't want to take time with cooking and all that stuff. And my mom would always say, if you don't know how to cook, no man will marry you. Look, when my brothers used to tease me, when I'm in the kitchen, they say we're going to eat our whole day food for breakfast. Because I'm getting up early in the morning, I'm going to the market. By 8 o'clock, I'm home cooking the people all day food. By 10 o'clock, the food is done. I'm ready to go in the street. Then they say, who in the kitchen today? They say, Titi in the kitchen. They say, oh my God. Our whole day food will be done at 12 and we have nothing to do at 6 o'clock because I want to go out. I want to go in the street. So if it's my time to cook, that food getting done way early, And I taught my son how to cook, and it's so funny. He would be like, when he had to live in Ohio by himself while I was in Indiana, he would call me, Mom, I forgot how to cook this. What am I supposed to do again? And I would get him the study. You're like, okay, I made it. And they're good. I said, you see what I used to tell you? One
Yeah,
day I might not be around
you
you.
might not do that.
and you will have to cook for yourself. So he was able to experience that, and I was happy that I taught him how to cook because it's
Yeah.
necessary, you know. But let's talk about the other mothers. People term it stepmom, and they put stepmom to it. And whenever you hear that word stepmom, it always comes with a negative
Negative
connotation
connotation. Yes.
rather than a
Yes.
positive one. But what do you think are some of the driving force behind wicked stepmothers?
It could be, sometimes it could be just envy, and then some of them are just, they're just wicked,
Yep.
just outright wicked, in the house. That's one thing. Stepsister, stepbrother, we didn't know that.
Yep.
No, we didn't know that at all. We were all one. If unless somebody outside went and said, "Oh, this is, this is not her,
This is
not
not
her
my
mom,
mom.
daughter." Or, yes,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
we were all one.
And you know
Yeah,
that
and
that's a
go
very
ahead.
serious precedent to set, especially when you start to have blended family. Because it's only the parents that can set that stage for the
Yes.
children to be comfortable to know that they are all siblings and there is no stepbrother, half brother, and this and that, you know.
Yep. Your
But
volume is a little low, or is it me?
I think it's my volume. Oh, I'm on 93. It was her, I guess. But I think sometimes step mother are giving those names because some of them come into relationships, meeting children and with their fathers, and they get into the picture. And when they see the relationship between the father and the child from another woman, the mentality of what people have is that when a man loves a child, he loves the mother that carried that child. But I don't think that is necessarily true
I don't think so either.
because some men are just loving towards their kids. Once they know that's their offspring, they just love them. They may not have nothing to do with the mom anymore, but they love the kids. And these stepmoms get it mixed up because they think that, okay, I got to break the bond between this man and these kids so I can break the bond between he and the mom. You know, I don't get it
Right.
because you can know somebody today, but you don't know their future. So you can't say in your mind, oh, I'm going to be mean to this kid or I'm going to treat this kid bad. You never know what anybody is going to be. So you got to give your best to all. And hey, it's not your place to wait for the returns because God is the one who gives the return. So if you do your part and the return come and it is yours, you're going to get it. But I think a lot of times stepmother get that name or the jealousy. And then worse of all, when they come in, some of them with their own kids. Because now they are the woman in the house. They want to like cast aside all the other children that they met there from the other moms. I don't get it. You are the one who's supposed to bring all of them together, but now you're trying to drive a wedge and separate them because you are the woman in the house. I remember my husband told me a lot of stories about his growing up, and he would always talk about, living in the home with stepmoms. And he really had it good. He heard it and he found it, and it was tough, you know. And his mom is a sweetheart. It's, oh my God. Look, that's how you know you're blessed when your mother in law is your best friend and will take up for you for anything. I cannot do wrong in my mother-in-law eye. She is a sweetheart and she loves her children, all of them. She doesn't distinguish between one or the other. I admire her so much. Mrs. Martha Cullison. That mother, I'm telling you, that is $1 million. A mother who gives just unconditional love to her children, she stops at nothing. And I'm so blessed to be her daughter, you know. And how much more can you ask for when you have that kind of mother on your side, you know? A beautiful, beautiful spirited woman. She can't even see the difference. She will like, if I were to do wrong, if I were to do something and her son said I did wrong, she like, that's not true. Titian didn't do it. You did it to her. And I like, true to the word, I don't make no trouble. I'm a nice girl. So it always works for me over there, but she's just a loving mother. I was talking about my mother-in-law, Mrs. Martha Cullison, and how she loves her children.
Okay.
Oh my God. Fasia, it is this woman, I'm telling you, that woman gives unconditional love to all her children. I mean, a mother who go above and beyond. I'm like, wow. And
And that's how it should be. You know, that's how it should be.
Our people
You know, but
always
you
say,
were talking about
oh,
stepmothers when
mm,
the network went
yes, yes,
off.
yeah,
The network is not too hot today, but
I know.
we'll make it work. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Now I was saying when before the network went off, you know, you were talking about stepmothers, and like you said, that stepmother, especially from where we are from, you know, when you hear the word stepmother, it brings that negative connotations to you. But there are some stepmothers that, you know, they go above and beyond.
Yeah,
That unless someone say, "Oh, that's not that girl's mother," or "That's not that you know that boy's mother," they would never know.
yep.
They would never know that they were stepchildren because they treat them equally the same,
And I think
and
it's
that's how
just
it
the
should be.
way
But
it
you
is.
have some stepmothers that, oh my God, you will have the biological children sitting doing nothing, and then you have the stepchildren, you know, doing all of the chores in the home and staying out late night cleaning, washing. That
Yeah.
that is not right at all.
But Fasia, they're not even doing it to
That
their
is not
kids,
right
to
at
anyone. They're
all.
doing it to their
And
kids.
then so
But
then when you see there's a rift, it's because of the treatment that you're giving to the children, to the
yes,
you know to the stepchildren.
yes, yes, yes.
But if you give that unconditional love, there will be no rift.
So true. So
There will
true.
be no envy, there will be no jealousy, there will be no friction in the home. Not even between the parents.
Nope. Nope.
Because if the father or the mother seeing that you're treating their biological children or biological child differently, it brings that you know it brings a rift in the home.
So true. So true.
It
So
brings
true.
tension in the home.
Yeah. Yeah. It is
And
true.
so today, we give, you know, kudos, happy Mother's Day to all of the loving mothers out there, you know, all of the mothers to be.
I know.
We say happy Mother's Day. And if you have any thoughts or any comments that you want to share, please call in
Yeah.
and share light on it as well.
Send that tribute, that
As well.
comment to your mother. If your mother is not alive, you can still tell us about her and just let us see your mother through your eyes. It's a beautiful thing when girls look like their mom. And I know my brothers will always say, when our mom not around, we have to see your picture and know that our mother is still around. I'm like, yeah, I your mom now. You call me mama. Yeah, yes. Because I,
Yeah, but
she
no, you
always.
and Tom look exactly like the old mom.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And when I look at her pictures, some of her pictures, that smile, I like, yeah, I really do look like my mom. I really do look like my mom.
And people say I look like her, but I don't see it. I don't see it. They say I look every bit of her. I don't see it. But I know I have that trademark laugh that she has. And sometimes when I laugh, oh my God, I sound just like my mom. But they say I sound like her and I look like her. I don't see it. But again, they say my daughter looks like me and I don't see it. So maybe I need stronger glasses.
And I think the one thing that you, your mom, and your daughter have in common is your height. All of you are tall. So just seeing you standing
Yeah.
there is like, yeah,
Yeah.
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 That's the family trait. That's the family trait.
Yeah.
But yes, is
Yeah, but
I've been
one
blessed in
fond
my life.
memory I have,
Mm.
I have of her. There's many fond memories, but one thing that I loved about her too was she was such a giver. It won't take nothing from her to give you her last. And I tell you, and when I tell her this person is my friend, oh, that's hers. They're her kids. Yes, her kids. And I mean to the point where my little brother and I, we were friendly with some children in the neighborhood. And this family had a lot of children. But one of the girls, she and I were very close. And she used to go to she went to school on Brumley Mission. But things got tough with the parents, so I brought her in the house. And the old mom took over her tuition. I mean, everything, she took it over. That's the kind of mother she was. She paid her tuition. Even my baby brother, he went and brought somebody, and the old mom, that's just who she was. She would take over their responsibilities. That was the kind of mother she was. Yes.
Man, look, our parents, and
Yeah.
I don't know how some parents can do it, to see the children with children. You know how you playing with your friend, you come home to eat, and then your mom tell your friend to go home because your mom don't want your friend to eat your food. They got some parents like that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
My
So
mom used to say, all the children are the children.
Just grateful.
Yep. She said,
that's it.
And Fasia,
That is
in
it.
my own life, I've been fortunate to have so many children, gave birth to one, but I got so many. And it's amazing the kind of bond me and those children have. It's like you will not know that I'm not the mother. And I'm like, I'm very thankful for the way I was raised, because being used to a big household,
yes,
you don't know how to distinguish anybody from another person. Everybody, we are family, and it's a good thing.
Yes.
It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Because I'm telling you, Fasia, some people are very mean.
Yes.
Some people can be very mean.
Very, 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 very mean. Very mean. And there are some people that would take advantage of your kindness.
Your kindness, yes.
But my mom used to say, don't let people change you. Oh, this network. Yeah, my mom always used to say, don't let people change you. And my grandfather, My grandfather, my mother's father, he was a Pella man.
Okay.
And you know, they have the story about Pella people, that Pella people stupid.
Stupid. Yeah.
They're not stupid.
Nope.
Just because they're kind, they're not stupid. I remember every vacation my mother used to send us on the farm, because my grandfather had a farm on Buchanan Highway. Though
Okay.
he's a Pella man, but he was brought up in Buchanan. So, you know, he had his farm in Buchanan. And on the farm he had a mill that would do, you know, the sugarcane mill to do gin. And he
Okay.
did, I mean, like 120 proof when he do that gin, the gin juice.
Ooh,
So
that's
the
some
people will
strong
come
liquor right
and
there.
they'll bring the sugarcane, you know. Yes, they will bring the sugarcane and he will grind it, and they'll tell him, say, oh man, Clark will pay you. And then he would do it. They would come and carry it, because they were paying not cash, but give him some of the cane juice, you know. But when they come, they will collect everything and go. And then they will come by the next harvest season. Then they will be talking, oh, just go to Clark, he's stupid, man. He will not pay you. Yeah, you just tell he said you will pay, he will not pay you. So one day, as I was of age, I asked him, I said, Pa, we used to call our grandma Ma and our grandpapa. So I said, Pa, I got vexed one day. I said, Pa, can I ask you a question? He said, yes. I said, the people calling you stupid, and you know, they're bringing that sugar cane for you to mill it and do that cane juice, and you're not giving it to them. He said, sit down. He said, you think I don't hear them saying it? He said, I'm not stupid. He said, but these things that I do, it's not for me. He said, somebody will say thank you, and that thank you, or somebody will say God bless you, and it will go in a box one day. And one day you or one will need it. And I thank you that's in that box will come out for you. I never forgot that.
Yep.
He said,
Yep.
so don't let nobody change your kindness. He said,
And
they
now
say
what
I'm
people make
stupid,
it
I'm telling
simple
me
for
I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. He said,
they, they,
but
they,
he said,
they say
yeah.
good
He said,
never
I just
lost.
lied. He said the mill, said if I said no, it would still be here.
Yes.
Exactly.
Good is never
Yeah.
lost.
I mean, I was vexed. I said, why do people call my grandpa stupid? And then they would come and bring the sugar cane, and then he would say allow them to do it. You know? Yes.
And you they're upset for your grandpa
So
not
people
upset.
not stupid. I'm telling you, fellow people are not stupid. That don't take the kindness for stupidness. Just because they're kind, they're not stupid.
Yeah, but you know, we've had beautiful experiences with our families, our loved ones. And you know, for CM, I wouldn't trade anything from my upbringing. I would never trade it. And
Not a thing.
I feel so fortunate. Let's try to count our many mothers. We got Tanti. We got Sister Ya. We got Auntie Zine.
We got Stoya.
Oh
We
my
got
God.
Indocine. We got Auntie Lucy.
Auntie Lucy. Sis Martha. You know,
Yes.
and these are women that just came into your life and just wanted to be a part of it. Somebody say,
That's it.
parent people are submissive people. That is the truth. They are submissive
That is
people. They
true.
are humble
They are
people.
submissive, but they're
You
not
know?
stupid.
But Liberian people, we just took that whole submissiveness and turned it to parent people.
And kindness and say, oh, the
Yes.
man's stupid. Just go, just tell him they would do it. It's that kindness.
Parent people
I
are
said
very
I will
submissive,
never
but
forget
don't play
that.
with their wife. Don't play with their women. They bring the cutlass for
They
you.
will get colors for you. They will get colors for you. Don't play with that.
They will get cutlass for you. You got to know what's up now. So true. So true. Somebody asked a question here. They say, which tribes have the most crooks? I really don't know. I really, really don't know. Which tribe is more crooked? I don't know. I haven't
So,
heard.
but since he asked that question, can he shed light on which tribe does he think is the most crook?
John Sampson, which tribe is the most crook, has the most crooks? Because I don't know. I know we
We
say,
don't know.
I know. Kissy people let to eat though. Crown people, the fire could eater. Gill people got long teeth. I mean, we have something for all the tribes
Basa people
growing
that
up.
small fish.
Yes. Baza Poso that land for small fish. Oh, there was one they had for the VAR people. VAR men let the poor
And the
pay in
bad
the
people they
pocket.
say they put his hand. That's
Pay
it.
is always in the pocket.
No, don't talk about bad people. Don't talk about my Basa people, my bad people, my Pella people, because I'm from all
Hey,
three.
and I didn't get a Joe.
And the Mende people. Now
Many people very
maybe I would
mean.
say the Mende people are the crooks.
Uh-huh. I know them. I know they always say that many people are very mean. They say when you go to the people town, they can be sitting down there. You say, please give me water to drink. They say that I don't live here. Just they even give you stranger water because they won't give you time to sit down for a long time. But hey, he coming look for trouble. See what try he said get the most crook that the money go.
It's a man to go. No. No. Let Masaka hear you.
I don't want to be here when that one start.
We plead
No,
the fifth. No, that's not
I
true.
know the Manico people, they are very business minded.
Business
But
oriented, yes.
yeah, they are very
Very.
business oriented. You know, they will do anything to turn whatever they have around to make it turn into wealth. They're not going to joke about that. Yeah. Mhm.
That is true. Yeah.
But you know, happy Mother's Day to all our mothers, to those mothers out there
Yeah.
who look forward to being a mother. I can tell you right now, it's selfless because from the initial stage of just the pregnancy, you don't even know how the pregnancy is going to treat you. Some people are so sick through that whole time. Some people cannot even hold any food in their belly while they are carrying that child. I mean, it's a woman and God at that point when she goes to give that life. It's like she doesn't even care about herself or whatever the situation is, but she wants to bring that life into the world. And that's why people mostly attribute creativity, whatever it is that's on the inside of you, to say you are pregnant. Until you give birth to that creation, you are never satisfied. So there are women out there doing everything they can to be mothers. They go through in vitro for months on ends, and some people don't get successful. Some people do surrogate, and at the end of the day, sometimes it backfires in their face because somebody carried their child for them, and at the end of the day, they don't want to relinquish the child to them because they feel connected to the child or they feel connected to the father. You know, it is a lot, but whatever it is you are going through, it is always fabulous because that is an experience. Whether you have gone through the pain to bear the child, you feel the same way if that child is adopted and you are the parent and something happened to that child.
Exactly.
You
Yes.
feel the same labor
Yes.
pain. That's love. That's unconditional love that you give to that child.
Yeah.
When you look into that child's eyes, you don't have to be the parent to bring that child into the world to give them that love. Hello, caller, you alive? Who am I speaking with? Yes. So there's a question here from a caller. She said, if you give your child up for adoption and you want to
Mm-hmm.
get your child back, can that be done?
Well, it depends on the type of mm,
on the type of adoption that happened?
yes, and also when she says you want to take the child back from the parents that
I adopted the
adopted
child.
the child for good,
I guess.
and you willingly did the person willingly did the adoption. Now that's a
So,
tricky one.
okay, Fasia, so whether willingly or unwillingly, the question remains that the biological mother wants the child back. Can they get the child back? I
I
think they
think it will
can.
be up to the adoptive parent though, because once it's a legal document. Once you've signed that paper and you did it willingly, then
So,
it's because it's not fair to the adoptive parent.
but think about it now. What if I was a 16-year-old girl and I had a child? I know I could not provide for this child, and I gave the child up for adoption for that child to have a better life. But today I can afford
Mhm.
to take care of the child, and I want my child back. So
Then that's I
Samson,
mean that's
the
I
question the
understand where
caller
you're coming from, but
asked.
I'm
So let me put a question across the screen
I'm
because
just being I'm
this is
just
a
being
good question.
neutral here. It's a good question,
Yep.
but I think the way they are going about it, I don't think it's the right route to go about it. You
Hmm.
can try to get to know the child. How old is the child, first of all? You can try to see if you can get to know to start having a relationship with that child if the adoptive parents agree. And it depends on the type of adoption, if it is an open adoption or if it is a closed adoption.
Hmm. Wow, that's a good one.
So I mean, I'm not legally versed, but it depends on the type of adoption.
Hmm.
But if it was legally done, then I think maybe you can try to see if you can start off by having a relationship with the child.
And I don't know if I don't even know if you can even stop the biological parent from having a relationship with their child.
If it is a sealed adoption, yes, you can. If you
Yeah,
did
that's
it
a good one.
willingly, even if you were 16, it's a tough one.
So somebody else put another question there, and this is what they said. They say if the adoptive parent is abusive, can the biological parents reclaim their child?
They
Because
might have
if you
grounds.
say the parent, after you give the child up for adoption, you can't go back and get the child. So in this case, what you're going to do is the same going back and getting the child if your child is not being cared for. Now we need a child lawyer in the
True.
house to come and
Yes,
really answer
we
this
need a
question
lawyer.
to tell us if you can, because this is yeah. What if I gave my child out for? But you know what? Thinking about that, most times they will ask if the person who giving the child up for adoption wants to meet the family who's going to adopt the child. They'll ask you that. Some people don't want to meet the people that are going to adopt their kids. Some people don't want to have nothing to do with that. They're giving that child up for whatever reason. They're giving that child up. They just want to cut that, sever that relationship, and do away with that. They don't want. That's how a lady came on TikTok. She gave her son up for adoption. Do you know? 24 years later, she fell in love with her own son and they started having a relationship.
You're
Yes,
joking.
I'm no kidding. No kidding.
Wow.
Yeah. She said when she found out, boyfriend and girlfriend conversation, she found out that was her son that she gave up for adoption when she was like 16 years old. She had a boy and gave him up for adoption. They didn't want to have anything to do with him. the adopted parent took him out of that
Wow.
state, took him to another state, raised him, and for some reason they met in life and found a relationship and come to find out that was her child.
Wow.
Yep. Mm.
Hmm.
Somebody said, what age is better to adopt a child to avoid conflict? There is no age better to adopt a child to avoid conflict.
No
There is
age.
no age. There's no age.
I mean,
What it
the
is
younger
understanding.
the child is, the younger the child is, the better. That I can say. The
But
younger the child
yeah,
is, the better.
if you say the younger
Because
the
if
child
you
is, the
adopt a
better.
child as a baby, if you
Mm.
adopt a child as a baby, I think it's to me it's better than the child being in a a toddler or a teenager.
So, Fasia, that's one thing adoptive parents are advised on, to not hide the child's birth information from them. They always ask you to tell the child, if they were adopted. But that's a rock at a very hard place. I want this child to be mine.
It
That's
is.
why I adopted them as my own. Why would I want to go and start telling them, I'm not your real mother? You have a mother. I don't know how to start that discussion with that child. But if I don't tell that child, and something like what happened to the woman and her son happens, who will I blame for that? I think
Exactly.
it's always good to be transparent with your
I mean,
child.
I think that's a way. That's a way you can tell them. That's a way you can tell them, and there's a right time. A right age to
Yes,
tell
when they're
them. I
old
don't think
enough
when
to
they're younger.
understand. Yeah.
Yes, I think when they're old enough to comprehend, you can tell them.
I personally feel
So
any age to adopt a child, there can be conflict or there cannot be conflict depending on how you adopted the child. So if you adopted a child through an understanding between you and the
so there's a
parents,
question.
that yeah. No, the question, the one before that one said, what age is better to adopt a child to avoid conflicts? That's the one I was talking about. I think there is no age that will stop a conflict, but
Okay.
the understanding and the arrangement of the adoption is what create no conflict or creates conflict. Either way, you have to be open and transparent with the child. If you adopted the child, you have to tell the child you were adopted and let them know. This I adopted you, so, but I don't know the biological parent. Give them the rights to go find their parent if they want to, because some kids will go seek out who their parent were. Well, the negative effect of that is some children take it as, even my mom didn't want me when I was born. She gave me up, and some of them act on those negative
Mm-hmm.
and create behaviors that affect them through the adult life. So sometimes I don't know whether you should tell them or you shouldn't
Yeah.
tell them. But if you don't tell them, you're not being transparent with them. You're not being honest with them. So I don't know, Fasia. I don't know. But on the line of the conflict, hey, once
So
it's not your own,
I personally would tell them.
yeah, I would tell
And this
them.
person said some children were trafficked and ended up in orphanage and later giving up for adoption. What do you advise for such situation? Yes, and this is going on. This
This
is
is
a
real life.
serious,
Yeah.
serious issue because then these children are being sold, pretty much.
Yeah.
That they're taking from their birth. Their parents did not give them up.
No, the parents did not
They were
give them
taken.
up,
Yes.
but they found themselves in this
So
situation.
that's
My advice for this situation is, look, once it's God's person, that means He gave creation to them. If you want to adopt them and just love them. That's all you can do. If they ever come out in their life and want to go find their roots, I think it's only fair. But the love you gave them, they will never forget it. That's all your job is. Remember, you can even give birth to them, you still don't give their heart to them. So whether it's your child or somebody else's
that's true.
child that
Yeah.
you are raising, Just give them love and just do your best. It doesn't matter if they want to go and find
That's
their.
it.
Some people treat their own
That's
children
it.
so bad that the children want to go find out if they have another mother. I've seen that.
True.
People treat their own
True.
biological children so
Yeah.
bad that the children want to go find their own parent. All you need to
Yeah.
hear
Or they
me.
ask, they would ask if they were adopted.
Yes, because if
Yeah.
them, and I've seen that, I've witnessed that this woman own child that she gave birth to, she treated this little girl so bad. Other people in the neighborhood had to take the girl from her, take the child
Wow.
from her. You hear? And at the end of the day, she said she was raped by her uncle, and the hurt and the pain, she transferred it to the child. Every time she saw
She's
the child,
transferring it to the
all she
child.
saw was the rape.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So somebody said something
Oh,
here that's so
yeah.
funny.
Mm.
They say to avoid confusion, I will adopt a Chinese baby. The Chinese baby will go back to find the parent. That won't be too obvious. It will be so obvious, you know. Unless
Well, the
the
Chinese people
Chinese
would definitely.
baby is mixed. If the Chinese baby is mixed, they will fit right in your family, Philip, and nobody will tell the difference. But the Chinese people got their own unique
But
looks. So
on
go
this
ahead.
topic,
Yeah.
on this topic of adoption, there are a lot of interracial adoptions now.
Yes,
I
yes.
see a lot of black families. Well, mostly a lot of Caucasian families with black children, and then a few black families with Caucasian kids.
No, but for see, look,
I don't have a problem with that. Do you have a problem with that?
no, I don't have a problem with that. You know what I have a problem with? God forgive me.
What, the hair?
No, no, no. Is and they would never know how to do that hair right. It's nappy hair. It's a whole different trick to the game. But some of them learn pretty fast. They learn to do something with it to make the child
Mm-hmm.
look presentable. But somebody asked the question for you, Fasia. They said, what would you advise parents that molest their children?
That
I
child
know
needs to be
growing
taken
up,
out of the home. There is no.
yes,
The
for the,
child needs to be taken
yeah,
out of the home.
yep. But then again, you take that child out of the home, where do you
Pretty
put
much.
them? You put them in another home. And you know that has some children being through foster care. Once one group of people hear that this child has been molested, it's like they want to continue the pattern all the way down. It is sad. It is sad. I mean, I actually heard somebody
So let me
give
ask.
this.
So gold Hepzibah. So to your question, are you asking about the child, or are you asking if the child should have a relationship with the parents?
So I think the question to that person thing, I hope it will come back and clarify, but I think they're asking to the parent who molest the children, what is the advice? And somebody said Philip said the Chinese population is 1.4.12 billion. Everyone looks alike. And I don't even think when you adapt the Chinese people, they get mad. They are so excited that you can get a child out of there. But I don't know when the black people adapt the Chinese people, baby. I don't know how to take that. But either way, our time here tonight has been so fast spent, but all the questions have been good. But think about it in your mind. If you can give a child a loving home, they don't necessarily have to be your biological child. They can be your child. We adopt children all day, every day, just the ones that want to be your child, with all you being the mother. The people just fall in love with you. You adopt them. So the bottom line is loving God's creation in the way that is pleasing to God. I think that's the bottom line. When you do that, you will do it selflessly and you will do it unconditionally. And that's the best you can do for anyone, is to love them unconditionally. So if you're out there, you're thinking about adopting because so far it hasn't happened for you yet, do that. Maybe through that you get your breakthrough. Remember Sarah and Abraham. Sarah had given up on herself and she sent her maid in with Abraham, and he had Ishmael. And God blessed her with Isaac at 99. So it's never late. Everything is in the hands of the Maker. He decides whom you will find favor with to be a blessing to. So if you are fortunate to be a parent, if you're not fortunate yet, I would never give up on you, because only God has the final say. Keep loving those children. Keep giving your best for them. And at the end of the day, God's going to reward you, because He is the rewarder of those that diligently do His work. So thank you tonight for being here. Thank you for participating. Go Hezebah, Fede Logan, Fatima Fambule, John Sampson. We are so happy for the interaction. G Consistent Morris, thank you so much. And think about it. If you see a child that looks like they are not being cared for, and you want to probe a little bit more, be cautious as you do it, because you never know what can you could be trying to open. So whatever you do it with love and wisdom before your good deed
On some
tend
issues
to
today,
backfire. Yeah, you and your internet,
but
you're
if
on a
you
whole
are
different
hearing
level.
me,
Yes, we are hearing you. But I was just telling our audience good night tonight, because we already 8 minutes after 7. But the questions and the interaction, I told them thank you tonight for interacting. And it's this is a very big topic, because the people I wanted to talk about, I didn't even get to talk about them. You know, the
we're having
mix.
some technical difficulties. So if you're hearing me, we just want to
Yeah,
say thank you
hear you.
for watching tonight.
Yeah.
To all of the mothers out there, we want to say happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
We hope you
Day.
have a great day with your family.
Yep.
And no matter what
Please,
you're going through or what you have been through, thank God
thank
it is
God
fabulous.
is fabulous. It's
Have a
always
great
fabulous.
weekend.
Have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day again. Make sure you make them kids take you out and have a good time and
Yes.
spoil you this weekend. Lay
Have a
in bed,
great
let
weekend.
daddy do the cooking and the
Good
cleaning
night.
and the washing of the kids' clothes.
Happy Mother's Day to all.
Happy Mother's Day again. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.